midfield again as Oscar dropped in. Ball's with Mebashir. Over now towards Trusty. Trusty now to Emmanuel Longjello in the bright green boots. Back it goes to John Ruddy in a slightly more discreet green this afternoon. Mebashir working it wide towards Juninho Bacuna, and Bacuna now to the edge of the box on the right hand side, plays it infield to find Mebashir. Bacuna gets in a tangle and loses possession. Cynic regathering, Doherty scrapping away in midfield. Birmingham actually help him out as Maxime Colleen's intervention finds Pelkas. Pelkas, lovely through ball to find Oscar. He's not going to arrive on time. And the Tigers fans implore them forward. A through ball deflected into the path of Oscar 20 yards out. Now finds Seri, a line of 5 in the midfield. Tufan fancies it from a long way out and he's gone wide of the target. Hull City may be trailing, but this game certainly has entertainment about it. 5 minutes to go before half-time. Hull City are not letting up in their quest for an equaliser. John Ruddy with another old-school clearance away. I don't think he's actually taken a short goal kick yet, which obviously we see so often now. In one-on-one, Mebashir loses it in the midfield. Seri now finds Cynic, who's unmarked. Cynic moving it across to Tufan. He returns the favour. Cynic now, ball behind Christie, but he gathers before the touchline. On that right-hand side, a through ball to find Doherty, who tries to push it back out towards the far touchline. Emmanuel Longjello gets a push, and the North Stand livid with the manner of how he went over. They felt he sensed the push and went straight to the ground. And both sides of the Hull City crowd, of either side of Birmingham City's travelling contingent, making Emmanuel Longjello feel a little bit less welcome. "21 years of age, West Ham United loanee. Greaves just has a little glare at him on the ground, as if to say, get to your feet. And Greaves is going to get a yellow card. He certainly didn't take any of the ball and left a boot in on the ankle of the midfielder. The fans won't like it, but it's the correct decision by the referee. Hull City's first man to be cautioned this afternoon. And on halfway,
So a professional, organised, and clinical first half.
Yeah, I think that's what it was really. Yeah, I think that's what it was really. And Blues will be spectacular game. And Blues will be happy with that. And they'll want the second half to go in the same vein. Nice and tight game, not many chances. Not many chances. Come away with 3 points, and they'll come away with 3 points.
Hoping to put the game to bed with one of those chances. They went on one of those chances. They did have that period of that. Period on the Hull City goal, but Hull City goal, but Hull created some half chances into it, created some half chances of their own.
Yeah, it's been again this ebbed and flowed a little bit, hasn't it? I think their share of possession without her share of possession without hurting really, and Blues too much really. And real difficult one was a save. Real difficult one was a save really made corner. Christie's header off the corner. Haven't really created as much as they would like, even though they've got into decent position. Though they've got into decent position. That's the nature of the championship. In some respect, what they want in some respect. We'll see the game get stretched, open up, and chances at both ends. They'll want to keep it as tight as possible now.
And there were a few moments in the
and that's where Blues they've had a failure that for a few years really, so it's not going to be put right immediately, but it would be nice to see, and it'll be interesting to see. Naturally a right back who tend to get forward a lot, but when he plays that right of the back three, he very rarely crosses the halfway line, where I think a player of his quality could actually get involved a lot more. Maybe because it's Bacuna out there and he feels he's got to do a job defensively that he doesn't get in there, but certainly when those defenders come out, they cause problems for the opposition players, because it creates a numerical advantage, as we saw with Trusty and Longhello in that first half.
And just an insight into the opposition dressing room, what would have been the words at half-time from Andy Dawson?
I don't think they'll be too disappointed. I think he'll want an up in the tempo and energy and urgency rates in them, really. They've got to take the game to Blues, and they've been in decent areas, but we saw one on a counter-attack at the end, towards the end of the first half, and they just stopped. You know, they got to 25 yards from the Blues goal and just stopped and crossed the ball from there. Well, that's not going to hurt a Blues defence. They've really got to get the bit between the teeth and drive into that last 10-15 yards of the pitch.
So it's Troy Deeney's spot kick that separates the two sides at the start of this second half, but Hull City are showing signs of moving through the gears and getting back into it, but as Kevin mentioned, they've been able to break down this Blues barrier in the first half, so we'll see what the second half brings. Blues kicking from right to left in this second half, and immediately Troy Deeney's the target from John Ruddy's drop kick, and Bacuna immediately has possession and immediately wins a free kick for his side halfway inside Hull territory on the right.
You could see there Maxine was still in his own half, even though Bacuna's on the ball there. Instead of getting up the pitch a little bit to support him, he's still in his own half. He really needs, for Blues then to go and dominate a bit more. They've got to take more responsibility and help the players a little bit.
Bacuna just staying down on the deck momentarily. To his feet now, but looking like he really hit hard by.
Happy. He's not a happy-looking footballer, is he? Junior, he doesn't play with a smile on his face particularly, does he?
So early chance for Blues to double their lead in this second half. Hannibal's ball long into the penalty area, hiding the target at the back post, but easy pickings for Nathan Baxter. Baxter immediately looking downfield for Podcast. Christie with the resultant throw in. Here's Seri, who really was the dynamo metronome linking defence to attack for Hull City. You thought if something was going to happen for them in the first half, it would have come through him. He's caught in possession momentarily though, and Chong, there's a switch ball towards Bacuna. He's in all sorts of space on the right-hand side. He's got Hannibal overlapping. Bacuna goes alone and finds the back of the net. An absolute screamer. A beauty in blue from Bacuna with a sprinkling of carousel class.
He's happy now. I bet there's a smile on his face now. What a strike. Great ball from Chong though, wasn't he? His vision to see him out there. Got to be 40, 50 yard diagonal pass. First time he just takes it down. What a bit of control. Drifts inside. Doesn't close him down at all, and he just thumps it. Absolutely beats Baxter. All ends up for pace, but I bet he's smiling now.
A sensational piece of solitary sorcery from Bacuna at the start of this second half has given Blues a 2-goal buffer. Absolutely no chance for Nathan Baxter.
Yeah, that second goal was always a settler, isn't it? Now, you know, it really rocks Paul Hurley in this second half. But what a strike it was. He'll be playing wing-back again next week. He don't realise that, does he? He don't know he's just cemented his position for the next few weeks at wing-back.
Yeah, first of the season for Bacuna. As you say, it's come from one of the most unlikeliest positions, I think. He thought he found himself on the pitch.
But he is a quality footballer. We said all along, haven't we? And every game I've watched this season with him playing, he's always the one who's looking to be creative, looking to thread balls through defences, which are the hard ones, and we saw that in the first half with his little pass to Hogan, and there he's come inside and he has absolutely larricked it.
So Blues very much in the driving seat. John Eustace would have wanted him to take command of the game early in the second half, and they've delivered, and Juninho Bacuna delivered an absolutely scintillating drive.
Just got to dig in the next 10 minutes now. Just don't let Hull back into the game and then go on and get your third. But you've important 10-minute spell now for Blues.
Christie thinks into the penalty area. Trusty standing tall to head away, and Deeney helps onto Hogan. Hogan finds Chong. And between the three of them, Hogan, Deeney and Chong get Blues out of a bit of a tight corner, but Deeney's found himself another one under pressure from Figueiredo, but the Blues captain is using all sorts of experience.
Yeah, just relieved the pressure there, didn't he? It was a good win on the first ball up to Deeney, and there Hogan came in close to him and picked the little knockdown up, and then suddenly Blues get in control of the ball. But next 10 minutes to get through that and get up to 60 minutes, and then Blues can kick on again.
Can Hull City respond? And pegged back in the second half. Absolute beauty from Bacuna. He's putting Greaves under a bit of pressure now, and Greaves takes measures into his own hands to ease Bacuna out the way. It's something that looked like a rugby tackle more than anything else.
Well, I didn't give him much chance, Hannibal, there, did he? He played it too early, really. Didn't give Bacuna much chance to get there, but he'll be feeling a lot better about himself after that. You know, it's a terrific strike.
Trusty with the ball in hand. Forward it goes from the throw-in. Figueiredo stooping to meet it. There's the American for Blues once again. Chong, bit of time on the ball. Had to pick out Bacuna with the crossfield half volley. Didn't quite come off as it skews up in the air and drops for Greaves. Greaves slipping through for Tufan over the halfway line. Here's Cynic. Hannibal complaining that the throw-in should have been Blues, but it's gone Hull's way. As Randall Williams looks to be readied for the home side. So 6 minutes into the second half, Dawson already looking for reinforcements from the bench. Greaves. Cynic on the left-hand side, looking to trade passes with Estupiñán. Again, Trustees track the striker all the way across the pitch.
Yeah, they need a lift, don't they, Hull? You know, they they're having a bit of persistence, but they're going nowhere. They look a beaten side at the moment to me. You know, the heads look to have dropped. They don't look like they're going to get back in this game unless they make a number of changes.
Cynic held up by Bakuna, driven inside to Doherty, looking to take Harley Dean for a run down the left-hand side. Dean's challenge, ball's retrieved by Bakuna. A lovely bit of skill from the Blues man to get himself out of a bit of trouble, and Cynic came sliding in and just fouled Bakuna. Really smart play.
Yeah, he's got great feet, hasn't he? You know, he's turned inside out there. Look, good tackle from Harley Dean. Gets caught in the corner here, and he just gets himself away.
Brilliant feat. And any sort of inspiration or galvanisation that Hull would have found in that dressing room at half-time has just been sucked out of him.
Yeah, suddenly a goal just changes all that, as I say. I think in the first half we said if Blues had got a second then, I think we'd have seen the stuffing go out of Hull very quickly after that one.
Longello touches onto Chong just as his heels clipped by Christie. Free kick Blues, who are very much on top now following Bakuna's early goal in the second half. All the noise coming from the corner housing those Blues supporters now.
Yeah, just frustration, isn't it, from Hull, giving away a couple of cheap free kicks in succession. What we're seeing now is Bakuna almost playing as a wide right, which Cynic doesn't want to go back and mark, and that's why he's getting all the space, really.
Blues faithful loyally following their side up and down the country and making one hell of a noise. Collan sweeps into the danger area, drops for Bielik on the edge of the 18-yard box, not too far away.
Snapshot, didn't he? Took it very quickly there, dropped down to him. Could be deceptive, it could be whistling past the post or 10 yards wide, you don't know at the moment. Ooh, whistling past the post.
Just took a nick off the upright as well. Christian Bielik on its way through. You can see how close Nathan Baxter.
Yeah, he went ooh. Give it ooh.
But Blues just oozing confidence at the moment here at the MKM Stadium, a place where they've not tasted victory in 13 years, but are very much in the driving seat this afternoon. Hannibal can't stop Tufan in his tracks, but Collan can. So here comes the change for Hull City, and it's the captain who makes way, Jacob Greaves. And Williams takes the turf. So Andy Dawson hoping to change the tide of this game. Greaves, who conceded that penalty that kicked things off in the first half.
Yeah, he's had a tough afternoon out there, hasn't he? He's been left on his own with Cynic not really tracking Bakuna, so he's been left on his own with Bakuna, and to be fair, he's not been able to handle him.
So it looks like Hull might divert now to a back four in search of that goal that will claw them back into proceedings.
They've got to do something, haven't they? They haven't really put Blues under pressure in this second half, mainly due to that goal. That's really rocked him, and they've got to do something now to try and get back into the game.
So yeah, Williams just slotting in at left back of that reformed back four, consisting of Williams, Jones, Figueiredo and Christie.
Well, I think Greaves tried to do the left back, that's what we're saying, but he's not a left back. You know, you could see him struggling every time he got wide. He didn't have the pace or the feet to deal with Bakuna really, and couldn't get forward either, so they needed to make the change.
Bakuna, short throw into Chong. Bakuna again, slick footwork from him and from Hannibal. This is sensational from Blues. Bielik edge of the penalty area, can't find Longello. Intercepted from Pelkas, and to mount a counter-attack for the home side. Doherty looking to release Estupian, but it's a vital interception from Collan.
Oh, it was a vital interception, wasn't it, that? Because they were through on that left-hand side, but another couple of bits of skill on that side. It looks like Hannibal, Bakuna and Chong just love playing together. You know, they like the dynamic of the three of them. And when you do that, you play a lot better.
So they're having their own little rondo.
Yeah, they're just happy together out there, you can see. They trust each other with the ball, and you know, they're almost having a laugh with the ball.
Seri, Christie now. Rolls it in field. Stupian can't find his partner Pelkas. Chong. Wangelo. Can't wriggle out the challenge from Christie, and it's the throw-in that goes Hull City's way. Pelkas now under pressure from Longelo. Brilliant perseverance from Blues' left wing back. And now Trusty marauding forward from centre-back. Left-hand side, ball in towards Hogan. Vital challenge comes in from Jones, just beating the Irishman to the ball in the 6-yard box.
We were saying earlier, weren't we, about Trusty getting involved, maybe Colin getting involved, and again gets a load of freedom. You see, when you come from behind where he has, he gets so much freedom because their wing back looks after your wing back. So Longelo is the one who gets marked, and Trusty gets a free run really. And, you know, another good area, another good ball. I think it's here for Blues to go and win by 3 and 4 comfortably. It's whether they see that and really want to go for the throw, or they're just happy to just keep it tight.
Hannibal from this left-hand side then, right-footed ball. Into the penalty area, well dealt with, only as far as Longelo. Tried the shot from distance. Seri with the sliding block. Hannibal keeps the ball in play from Chong's pass. Hannibal looking to glide in field. Chong, Trusty in all sorts of space on the left touchline. Left-footed ball into the penalty area. It's found. Harley Dean just slips at the vital moment inside the 18-yard box, and Williams just looking to waltz his way out of danger. Advantage played for Hull City, but there is no advantage for Williams as he's dispossessed, and Chong just blazes the ball forward, but unlucky there from Harley
Dean. His first touch wasn't bad. He just slipped, didn't he, I think, more than anything else, rather than lose control. But Trusty's getting all sorts of space there. Yeah, it's not a bad first, just slips as he goes backwards there.
You can see what he's trying to do, the centre-back, working onto his left foot for the effort. Hull City just look a bit shell-shaken at the moment.
Trusty's in there again, hasn't he?
Hogan helps on to Deeney. Back to Scott Hogan. Hogan forced slightly wide by his touch into the penalty area. It's a poor ball back to Bakuna that just sucks all the momentum out of the attack.
Yeah, that's where you've got to be a little bit better with that, haven't you? You know, if you're a little bit more accurate and clinical with that, you've got a cross going in, and you've got Dean in the box, you've got Trusty in the box, you've got Hogan going in the box, so you've got numbers in there, and just by one bad pass you end up back on the halfway line.
Blues still with possession though. Longelo looking to drop one in over the top for Chong, but it's easy pickings for Nathan Baxter.
The game's opening up now, isn't it? You know, it's gone from a really tight game where both teams struggling to really make opportunities. Now it stretched the game.
And Hull City just having to play the ball out. It looks like it's Cynic who's on the floor there. Innocuous challenge off the ball. Innocuous incident off the ball, beg your pardon.
Blues won't want this game to stop now, I don't think. You know, they're in the ascendancy, they're well on top. Hull look like they're properly rattled now, and Blues will want to continue now, because you feel that the team's going to get next goal is going to be the Blues.
And surely 3-0 will bury the hatchet here at the MKM Stadium if the next goal is to go Blues' way. It's one of those cliches, the next goal is vital to the dynamic of the game. Both sets of players just some fluids on board and receiving some instructions 15 minutes into the second half from their respective managers.
Yeah, I know who the happier manager will be at this moment.
John Eustace, I know he's not one for past statistics, but looking to lead his side to their first victory here in 19
He says
years.
he's not, but he'll know. He'll know. Managers generally do their own work, and they know which grounds have been lucky. You get some grounds that you go to and you win. Bristol City's been a good ground for us over the last few years, and certain grounds you seem to get results whenever you go, and other grounds you haven't, and this has been particularly bad. That's all.
Cynic looks like he's going to give way. It will be Jarvis to replace him. Cynic doesn't look too gutted that he's leaving the field.
He didn't look happy on the pitch anyway, did he? I think he was getting very frustrated with everything. Had a few run-ins, hasn't he, with Bacuna and Hannibal. So a change maybe that will galvanise Hull into action. A team that have really got out of second gear at the MKM Stadium. Find themselves 2 goals adrift, and now Palkas finds himself drifting offside. But Blues fully in command and fully in the driving seat with 25 minutes to play. Yeah, it looks again that, you know, it's only Blues could lose it themselves. Hull don't look like they're capable of winning the game from here. If anything, Blues just need to keep going now, keep their focus.
It's up towards Deeney, towards the ground, nothing doing by the referee. Chong on Gello on this left-hand side. He's pursued by Seri, who hits his foot in and turns over possession for Hull City. Christie. Hull just looking for a bit of inspiration from somewhere. Figueiredo. Jones. Williams the substitute. Doherty pursued by Hannibal, skips away from the Blues centre midfielder. And Christie, well, there's a few jeers inside the stadium, but Christie did really well to keep the ball in play. I was just holding my tongue to see where the decision was going to go, but I'm not giving up on this latest passage of play just yet.
But they're not penetrating Blues, have they? They've not got in behind Blues at all this second half, and again a loose pass there. You know, Blues look very comfortable at the moment.
Yeah, just slamming the door shut any possible avenues, and seeing Hull make unforced errors such as that one from Figueiredo. Well, we've seen John Ruddy forced into a save. We've seen Doherty at the side netting, but apart from that, Hull haven't really mustered anything other than half chances and long shots from distance, as Hannibal is taken down by Williams and the substitute receives a yellow card 10 minutes after coming on.
Yeah, it's hurt him as well, hasn't he? He's down, Hannibal.
So yeah, just wins the foot race.
He's just gone over on his left ankle slightly there, so interesting one to see what John does if he needs a sub. He's got JJ on the bench he can bring on. You know, he might give him a little run in maybe his game actually now it's broken up.
Free kick, it's aimed towards Trusty. Bielik's in there on the edge of the penalty area. Dean keeps it alive. Lovely deft flick through by Bielik. Trusty will get there and wins a corner kick for his side. Good recycling there from Blues.
Oh, he's an attacking threat, isn't he, Trusty? He keeps popping up on this left-hand side. I think he's got more crosses in than Lalengo today, hasn't he? Mangello.
And we heard in the post-match press conference, he bagged a brace against Bristol City. You can tell he is absolutely loving his football at Blues at the moment, Austin Trusty.
Well, they go to these Premiership clubs and never play, do they? They play 23 football, you know, again, arms everywhere. But, you know, to play at this level, you know, with crowds and the support the Blues has, it must be brilliant for him. Oh, that's a great ball in, isn't it?
Yeah, Hannibal.
You think Deeney's going to score, get on the end of that and get his second of the game.
Yeah, into that corridor of uncertainty. Keeper doesn't know where to stick or twist, and in the end it's a vital header behind from Jones, right under his own crossbar. So with Deeney breathing down his neck.
He thinks he might have got that one, Troy, doesn't he? Look, his arms round him already.
Chong from the right-hand side with the resultant corner there. Blues looking to bury the hatchet. Left-footed ball. Hogan at the front post, stooping, and Doherty forced to head behind. Third corner in quick succession.
They just look beat, don't they, at the moment, Hull? And you just got to keep your foot on them now, keep the gas down, and don't let them back into the game.
Chong with the second attempt from the same side. Deeper this time. Hogan peeling away at the back post. It kept alive there by Deeney. Back towards Scott Hogan on this left-hand side. Bacuna looking to open his box of tricks, surrounded by 3 orange and black shirts. And it's Doherty who emerges with possession. Bacuna deflects out of play the clearance. Throw in Hull. And survive the Blues' onslaught of corners.
Can't get the game going, can they, Hull? Look, if you were Hull there, you'd want the ball back in play, get the attack going. You can't find a shirt to throw it to, can he?
Seems they say devoid of confidence, devoid of optimism. And that's all credit to the way Blues have come and kept on the gas pedal in this second half. And just oozing confidence, knocking the ball about with ease. And they've worked it to Bacuna on the right-hand side. Hannibal towards the byline, dinks it towards the back post. Hogan peels away, keeps the alive in the 6-yard box. There's Deeney, and it's Figueroa who can clear at the second attempt. Well, Jones backpedaling towards his own goal with Hogan breathing down his neck. Hull looks shaken at the back here.
They look a different level at the moment, Blues. The last passage of play, 8-9 passes, 1 touch, got Hannibal in behind, and it looked like they was going to get the third. But you know, for the defenders, they've just got to keep focused at the back. That's the thing. When it's 2-0, I mean, it looks comfy, but 1 goal can change it. So they just need to keep that focus at the back. Let the midfield and the front boys get on with it.
Jarvis this time going over for Bacuna's challenge. A deep discussion as to where he goes now for the final 20 minutes. Side can claw their way back into proceedings.
They've got nobody to change it with, though. You look at the bench, they've got nothing really in there that is going to change that attacking look, really.
Here's Williams. Jarvis now. 2 substitutes linking up on that far side, the left. Jarvis looking to work it in field. Bacuna tracking him all the way, and Bacuna robbing the substitute of possession. And then for his troubles, Bacuna was just shoved to the ground.
I tried Deeney. He ran straight into Deeney then, didn't he? He got away from Jarvis. He was on his move, and then suddenly Troy appears.
Yeah, Bacuna just sliding into his captain there. Already felled by Will Jarvis. And you can see Hull, the players just all look crestfallen, just
they
sapped of any optimism.
No spark at all in them, is there? That's hard when your team's like that. That's hard to get it back again, really. And I think sometimes over the last few years we've been like that. Under Karanka, I think we were a little bit like that. But as I say, John seemed to have got a smile on the face, and the players you talk to, I know players always say, "Oh, he's a great manager and he's this," but they've always been very complimentary about what he's done there.
Yeah, Eustace looking at his 5th win of the season if all stays the same.
I think it moves us up to 12th in the table as well, so that's quite a nice feeling, really.
The Blues still have some work to do as Pelkas looks to race away from Trusty, but the American doesn't let him out of his grasp and is forced to knock behind for a corner kick. As you say, one thing Blues can't do now, or won't want to do now, is concede and give Hull City a way back into proceedings when they've been second best.
Well, they give themselves a tough last 15-20 minutes, won't they, if they do? So they just need to keep doing what they're doing. As I say, Hull have offered very little so far.
Pelkas with this corner kick. Deep it goes. Over everyone in the middle. Jarvis picks up. He's got Bacuna for company over there. Jarvis driving towards the byline. Hannibal back there as well. Jarvis fashions a low ball into the penalty area, and Colin can just take his time and hook to safety. Williams under pressure from Chong. Oh, it's a poor header back, and Chong looks clean through on goal. He's got Seri in pursuit, but Chong round the goalkeeper, brought down by Baxter, and the referee points for a second penalty of the game.
Chong's demanding the red card as well, isn't he?
Well,
what a shocking header back, wasn't it? Chong had gone through on the first ball and he was just coming back on side, really.
Yeah, Tufan shooting his side in the foot with the header back. Chong, it was Seri in pursuit, but Chong showed him a clean set of heels, just the goalkeeper to beat. Baxter committed himself, Chong went over. Penalty kick Blues.
Yeah, we're going to just see, he catches him, doesn't he? Interesting to see, is Troy taking it, or are they going to have a change? Sometimes you have a change, you know, if one player's taken the first one. Now Troy's going for the second one in a row.
And looking to follow suit, the Blues captain. So the spot kick he's scored an hour earlier in the same game. So, Deeney versus Baxter, episode 2. The Blues captain steps up and blazes this one high over the crossbar.
That is probably the highest one I've seen in a long time now. That's nearly cleared the stand. That's the only danger of hitting him with such power. The first one he's absolutely caught perfect. The second one, similar power, but he's slightly mistimed it and got his foot under it a little bit, and it has absolutely flown into the top of the stands.
As you say, he's tried to drill it in the same place.
Yeah, I actually thought they might have done a change, and I often see that. And when I've been at clubs, we have first penalty taker. I've often named a second one in case you get a second and change it, so the keeper doesn't have the same view really. Troy will be disappointed, obviously, but you know, it's as high as I've seen in a long time, that one.
Hannibal, Bacuna. To twist this way and that past Jarvis. Still with Bacuna. Pulls the ball back. Troy Deeney back to goal. Edge of the 6-yard box. Hannibal looks to tee up Bielik. Square it goes to Chong. Just tells his side to be calm. They've still got the ball. They're forced about 30-35 yards from goal, and Longello retreats all the way back into his own half with Dean. Colin squeezing down the right touchline looking for Bacuna, but it's Williams who comfortably wins the foot race. But Troy Deeney with a brilliant chance to bury the hatchet and put the game beyond all doubt.
Oh yeah, that would be beyond all doubt, wouldn't it? You know, it would have been nice to have that third, and what they'll be looking for now, keep that clean sheet, try and add another one, but keep the clean sheet, and you know, 2 back-to-back clean sheets, 6 points, they'll be delighted with that.
Bielik just caught in two minds there, and in the end it's a misplaced pass towards Longello that finds its way out of play. And of course what Blues won't want is for that missed penalty to galvanise Hull City into action. Let's look what the Tigers are trying to do here. Seri sweeps in field. It's pass just has the legs to reach Tufan with Hannibal in pursuit. Williams measures across into the centre, low in towards the penalty spot. A stooping trustee can flick the ball to safety with help of Chong. Deeney.
I wonder if John will just start thinking about making a couple of changes now. The two look like the legs are just starting to go a little bit, just getting a little bit loose in their play.
Yeah, Deeney there just having the legs swept from underneath him from retreating Jones. Right on cue. So it will be a triple substitution. Chong the first for Joe Bellingham. 17-year-old comes on to make his 7th championship appearance of the season. And what a race the Dutchman's run once again in the middle of the park.
Yeah, we've got some good players in there this season. You know, you look at the quality of Bakuna, of Tahith Chong, and the calmness of Bielik, really. He helps hit Hannibal and Chong because he just keeps it all calm, just does the defensive side of it and allows them to get on the ball and do what they do best.
Well, Deeney, 1 out of 2 spot kicks converted. The Blues captain, nice up and running here in the northeast. Placed by Lukas Djukovic. And Bakuna as well, firing a rocket at the start of the second half, which put Blues well and truly in cruise control. And he makes way, Jordan Graham.
Yeah, he'd be pleased with his afternoon in the end, Bakuna. He don't look happy going off. I think he likes to play, doesn't he? He just loves being out there. It's like playing with his mates in the yard. It is with him. He just loves it all, and probably likes that quite kind of dour expression. He's quite, you know, his signature really.
Here's Djukovic. First involvement since coming on. Hannibal looking to retain possession in the midfield, but it's slick footwork from Pelkis. And now Doherty is on his bike down the right-hand side. Great retreating challenge from Hannibal.
Brilliant by Hannibal, wasn't he? You know, that's what he enjoys. You know, he enjoys the aggression, the desire, the tackling part of the game, doesn't he?